In 52 BC, Gallic forces, under the command of King Vercingetorix, were defeated by Julius Caesar, an event which led to the eventual adoption of Gaul as part of the Roman Empire, and the near eradication of Celtic culture throughout Europe. But what if there was one village that the Roman Empire couldn't conquer? A group of indomitable Gauls who, due to the power of a magic potion and the leadership of a brave warrior, were able to repel the advances of the Roman Empire. This is the story of Asterix. Created by René Goscinny and Albert Uderzo, the comic adventures of Asterix and his band of Gauls have become something of a household name, at least in France, leading to the creation of dozens of comics, a theme park, and, as of 2018, 2 computer-animated movies. Now, while I would love to talk about all the historical references layered throughout the entire Asterix series, of which there are actually quite a few, reading and analyzing every comic would take far too long. So instead, this video is going to focus on the 2 computer animated movies, Asterix the Mansion of the Gods, and Asterix the Secret of the Magic Potion. Gaul is a term that was coined by the ancient Romans to refer to a region in Western Europe, occupied by the aptly named Celtic Gauls. While the territory of Gaul was composed of many individual tribes, the Gauls themselves seem to have shared elements of a common culture and religion, something that is reflected in the Asterix comics as well as the films. While Asterix and the rest of his clan don't seem to be based on a particular Celtic tribe, because honestly, there isn't enough information about the Celtic Gauls in general, let alone individual tribes, the comics illustrator, Albert Uderzo, did go on record saying that he based their village on the French town of Urquy. Though the ancient residents of Urquy don't seem to have had the same rebellious spirits as the Gauls of Asterix, being that there is evidence of Roman habitation in the area dating all the way back to the Iron Age, there are several documented examples of long-fought battles between Celtic tribes and the Roman Empire, one of the most famous being the Battle of Numantia, a Celtiberian city in what is now Spain. Not unlike Asterix and his band of Gauls, the citizens of Numantia fought an extended battle against the forces of Rome, and were also purported to have drank a magic potion called Kalia before heading into battle. Well, maybe magic is a bit of a stretch, being that it only had the power to make people feel warm and slightly tipsy, though it's also possible that the people of Numantia just had a very strong belief in the power of booze. While the city was eventually decimated by the Roman army in 133 BC, the fierce resistance waged by its citizens earned Numantia a place in the history of the Roman Empire, ensuring that the city's legacy would never be forgotten. If you listen carefully while watching Asterix, the Secret of the Magic Potion, you can hear characters reference the names of 2 Celtic gods, Tutatis and Belenus.
What are you doing here, by Tutatis?
While Belenus seems to have had some connection to pastoralism, being that Beltane, a festival which is believed to be connected to him, dealt with the ritual purification of cattle, Tutatis, whose name roughly translates to God of the People, is a bit more difficult to pin down. While Roman sources tend to associate him with either Mars, the god of war, or Mercury, the god of pretty much everything, it's also possible that Tutatis had some kind of connection to alcohol, being that his sacrificial victims were drowned in vats of what might have been ale. Though sources on this are honestly pretty sketchy. I mean, I can believe that the ancient Gauls sacrificed people, but sacrificing a perfectly good vat of ale, that's a bit too far-fetched. Getafix, the creator of the magic potion, shares several elements in common with historic depictions of Druids, an archetype that may have originated with Pliny the Elder. According to his natural history, Druids dressed in robes of white and harvested mistletoe using golden sickles, a magical plant which they believed had the power to cure a number of different ailments.
Of course, no wonder my potions don't work. I don't even have a golden sickle.
The Grand Council of Druids, depicted in Asterix, the secret of the magic potion, also has some basis in reality, as according to the conquest of Gaul by Julius Caesar, all the Druids were organized under the rule of the head Druid, an elected official who was chosen based on his skills and experience. Unless, of course, there was a stalemate between two or more equally worthy candidates, at which point they'd be compelled to fight for the position. Makes me wonder if those golden sickles were used for something other than harvesting mistletoe. The Carnutes forest, where the Druids of Asterix conduct their secret meetings, is a reference to the Carnutes clan, a Gallic tribe that once occupied the area between the Seine and Loire rivers in modern-day France. While not much is known about the Carnutes or their history, it does seem that the area where they lived held some spiritual significance, as according to the writings of Julius Caesar, Druids from across Gaul would gather there every year to hold meetings and perform rituals, not unlike the Council of Druids in Asterix. Though the rituals of real-life Druids probably didn't have a PG rating. While I know this video is a bit different than my regular content, because my last few videos dealt with some pretty heavy topics, I decided that this time I want to do something a bit more lighthearted. As always, I'm Silver Jade, asking you to please remember to support your local library. I mean, it is the only place where you can read Asterix comics for free, and I hope to see you again next time.